Hi there, this is Josh from Literary Gladiators, and today I'm here with a book review. The book that I'm going to be reviewing is the book that pretty much took up my reading in the month of March, and that happens to be The Adventures of Augie March by Saul Bellow, which I read from this Library of America collection. The Adventures of Augie March is the last one in this first round of collections of his. His first three novels were Dangling Man, The Victim, and The Adventures of Augie March, but it was The Adventures of Augie March that established him into the renowned writer that he became. Bellow would go on to win multiple prizes, awards, and acclamations, including the Nobel Prize in Literature. The Adventures of Augie March was also part of a list of American novels that have been deemed the great American novel. Larry from the show actually shared a list when he had made mention of the fact that he believed it was The Grapes of Wrath that was the great American novel. But that it definitely inclined me to pick this up, and so that's what I'm going to be reviewing today. This has to do with the title character, Augie March, who is a young man. He initially lives with his older brother Simon, who is the... he starts out as being the great overachiever and always seems to have that stigma as being everybody's favorite. He's the one that seems to do things the right way in the eyes of society. Augie also has a younger brother named Simon who is mentally challenged. He has he's lower functioning and seems to just make his way around in the world. He also lives with his mother and with his grandmother. His grandmother is the matriarch of the household. She's the one that calls all of the shots. It was his mother did have some kind of authoritative role, but when their father left them, which happened before the story even started taking place, the Grandma Louch, moved in, and she took over with her stern, gruff, grumpy demeanor. And then we also follow Augie around in his growing up, the odd jobs that he takes, the engagements that he pursues in order to see quicker success, whether they be frowned upon or, in some cases, criminal. He meets all different people in his life, people that maybe that come off as friends but really aren't. Comes across women, and it's pretty much a coming-of-age work of a young American living in Chicago trying to figure out what his place is in the world. Simon seems to have a clear-cut out route when really he doesn't. His younger brother has a life structured for him because of his condition. Augie's is much more free-ranged because of some of it is of his choosing, him trying to figure out what he really wants in his life. And then it comes down to this exploration of whether or not this is the right or wrong way of thinking. Regarding my thoughts about this novel, I felt that there are two ways that this could be approached. There is the critical way and the casual way. When looking at this novel critically, there is so much to explore, whether it be through naturalism, realism, the idea of not telling your perspective through other people, because Augie decides not to tell the story from his... he doesn't say much about himself because he feels that he grew up... the way his life is influenced is through his experiences with other people. He says that right at the beginning of chapter 4. There's a lot that can be explored academically, and I think that if there is a work that one would want to take intense notes on or annotate, which I'm not fond of writing in books, but there are people that find that very helpful, this would be that book. As a casual read, this is quite a challenge. I had a very challenging time making my way through this. There are moments that are dense, and there are so many characters to follow. He introduces us to so many people, and they come and go so often. You only get little blips of them. You get some kind of profiling here and there of particular characters, but it's such a back and forth experience, just like that of A Human Thought. And in this novel, told in first person from Augie's perspective, he very much is into looking at the specific perspective, but also looking at it naturalistically about what humanity really stands for. There was something that really stuck out about the only thing that humans possess is the moment. When throughout life, people are constantly trying to possess as much as they possibly can. And I think that those moments are brilliant. It really is worth exploring. I would say that I would be up to rereading this, but I will. I would say that anybody looking to read this should keep in mind that they have to do it with a critical mind and preparation. That this is going to be. This requires a great commitment on the reader. I gave this 3 out of 5 on my Goodreads. I thought it was an okay read. I felt that there were aspects that were critically engaging, but as a novel itself, there are definitely great... there are definitely moments that could have been given so much more depth, and I felt that there were so many challenges that I was presented with as I was reading this. I would like to read the other 2 in this collection, though. This is my second Saul Bellow read. I read Seize the Day, which was also an okay read in my mind. Seize the Day is not as long, though, so there isn't as much to commit on when it comes to concentration level, but there's a lot more to commit to on an emotional one. Thank you for tuning into this book review. I hope you check out some more videos from our channel. And for now, keep reading.